my top 5 biggest failures. If you want to hear the 5 most painful things, the things where I feel like I screwed up the most that I can just remember at the moment, stick around to the very end. I'm going to give you every one of them in detail. Hey everyone, my name's Jacob Godar, and my channel helps contractors deliver and clients experience a luxurious everyday life through property transformations. Today, we're talking about my 5 biggest failures in detail, one by one. If you like the sound of that, hit the subscribe button. Leave it in the comments below that you subscribed. I want to personally thank each and every one of you. Also, hit that like button. It helps the channel and it helps this thing continue to grow. So, without further ado, my 5 biggest F-ups, we're going to get right into them. And we're going to start this off with number 1, starting a second location in Florida. Now, anyone that was here that watched all the YouTube videos of that happening, they're going to think that that's obvious. This was obviously a big screw up because it didn't work out. And really not for the reason that maybe most people think. I mean, if you watched all the YouTube videos, you know why, but it was more a bad hiring situation back home that caused Florida to fail, because we already are wanting to do the Florida thing again because it worked so well and we grew so fast and it was perfect. We were so mad that we had to retract and come back. But hiring decisions ruined what was going on back home. Probably cost roughly $40,000 of mistakes, and it was just a real painful time. So just like anything, it was super good for me because I learned what I could handle, what I could figure out, what I could dig myself out of, what I could basically my threshold. So all of these problems have helped build my comfort zone. You've heard me talk before about building your comfort zone. And anytime you have something like this, it stretches you to the limit. And when that rubber band snaps back, it's bigger. So your comfort zone gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're able to handle more and more and more as you grow. So number 1, second location in Florida. It crashed and burned. That idea was great, but it just did not go as planned. Number 2, my first launch of jacobgodar.com. I didn't have enough stuff planned. I didn't have enough content planned. I didn't have things ready. I was doing Florida as well. I was doing Springfield as well. I overfilled my plate and I didn't produce the quality, and no, not even the quality. It wasn't the quality, but I didn't produce enough content for jacobgodar.com to be a success. I threw up the stuff I had and I quit working on it, you know. We really pressed, and I didn't fulfill on all the things I wanted to put on there because I got buried on other projects. There was so much valuable things that I was wanting to keep implementing in the website and continue to build, and I didn't make it happen. Well, this one is for sure happening, and it's about to be relaunched, rebranded, or new website, new everything. There's going to be so much stuff coming in the days and weeks to come. All starting off with our first course. I can't wait for that. That's if you see this video, it's within a few days. Maybe the course has already happened by the time you saw this video. So, second biggest mess up, jacobgodar.com, not being prepared enough when I launched. When we launched this time, I have a year's worth of content pre-written. So I've got a plan and I'm ready to go. Number 3, our first PAVER patio install. People are always asking how to do PAVER patios. How do I start in PAVER patios? How do I start this service? How do I do this service? I learned through pain. That's how I start everything, it seems like. And I learned by majorly not making any money, being extremely unprofitable on the first PAVER patio we did. It was a total loss. I mean, it was a great project. It turned out well. And it taught me a lot. And that's back to that rubber band getting stretched thing. You learn so quick from pain, where when things are easy and you win, when I'm like, oh wow, I did great and I made a lot of money, or I did great and I won this estimate, that's not painful and you don't get anything from that. You don't ever remember that because you just get on to the next one. But when it hurts, you remember forever. So First paver patio, big loss, didn't do that well, took forever, man-hour rate went through the floor. Could have been way worse, yes. Did we still make some money? Yes, but it was so far under what it should have been. So that was a big one right there for me. But on the flip side of that, we are now doing huge jobs, and we have a 472 man-hour job that is about to complete on budget, on time, and under cost on material. So things have came a long way from not being able to hit the money on walls and pavers, and now being able to nail it. And it doesn't happen all the time, but you learn quickly when there's some pain involved. Number 4, if you can learn anything, you can learn from this. That's making no money on materials. I always ran, and we tied everything into labor, and we weren't making sure we were making money on all materials all the time. And that was just such a huge difference for our business. It seemed so silly, but I always tied in what I thought we should be making in labor. And when we weren't exactly tracking all materials perfectly, we were just lumping things together. We didn't make sure we were making money on every dollar that came through the business. And now when a dollar goes through the business, it makes a percentage on every dollar that flows through the business. And did it really hurt us much? No, we just were like a pass-through for material. But could we have made a lot more money, and did we leave a ton of money on the table? And are you maybe doing the same thing? You know, there's 2 big things with material. You forget to add the tax, and you forget to mark it up. Those 2 will kick your butt. So don't make the same mistake I did. Make sure you make money on every dollar that goes through your business. Number 5, this is probably my biggest mistake yet. It happened in 2020. Holding back at the start of 2020 because of all of the uncertainty, all of the fear of this virus that everyone's worried about, all of the fear of, are we going to be able to work, all of the fear of what's going to happen. And again, it's proven to do what I know is right. And when there's fear and uncertainty, and when something seems challenging or scary, the right thing to do is not to sit back and hold on. It's to lean into it and do more. My biggest mistake was that in the beginning of 2020, we didn't hit the gas pedal wide open. We didn't hire the way we should have hired. We didn't sell the way we should have sold. I was running around scared instead of being what we should be. And it made it where, unless we would have bought this company this year, we would have only been a little up from the previous year, when this year could have been huge. In 2021, we're gonna make sure we don't make that same mistake, and I wanna make sure you don't as well. So make sure you watch these 2 videos that are coming up next. They're also gonna be great in the end screen. Leave a comment about which one of these you've had a problem with and what your biggest mistake was. And everyone, I will talk to you soon.